So it finally happened. So my wife and daughter went to Bandon for a trip. It's tax season. I'm busy working. So my son-in-law went to Vegas for a convention. I had to work all week. So they decided to go to Bandon to enjoy some time with themselves and away from all the busyness of work and to get away. And on the way home, they got a flat tire. They went to Bandon, and about 4 miles outside of Bandon, a little before that, they noticed something was going wrong. And then they saw the pressure dropping rapidly, and next thing you know, they heard a weird noise. They pulled over, and the tire was flat. So my daughter was gracious enough to document the process. And so I'm gonna show you now what they went through, and then we'll talk about it a little bit after. So this is what happened.
This is how it happened. Well, we had a little unplanned part of our trip on the way home. We've got my 7-month-old with us and my mom. And, we have a situation here. We got a flat tire. So what we did is we went on to the Tesla app and we contacted Tesla and asked them what should we do, and they told us that they could tow us a 50-mile radius from where we are to be fixed up, or we could contact a local tire shop and see if they would be able to help us out. So we contacted the local tire shops. It was Les Schwab. We're currently about 4 miles from Bandon, which is where we were staying. So we only made it 4 miles before we got a flat tire. And Coqille's about 7 miles from where we currently are, and they have a Les Schwab there as well as a local tire shop. We contacted them both. Neither have our tire in stock, but Les Schwab was kind enough to say that they could come out, pump up our tire, and let us drive to them, and they would fix the tire, or at least attempt to. So we're going to see how that works out. Tesla wasn't able to tow us because they don't have the resources to be able to get a tow truck out here to tow us to the tire shop. So we are now currently just waiting so that we can try to pump up the tire, and then we will try to see if Les Schwab can fix us up. They don't have the tire in stock, so I guess we'll see what happens. So as we were driving, this is the warning we got on our screen. So air pressure in tires very low. Pull over safely. Check for flat tire. So we kind of ignored it for a second, and before we knew it, we heard the car start to make a funny noise. You could hear the flat tire, so we pulled over right to where we could, and now we're just waiting in this beautiful spot next to this house and this beautiful field until they come to rescue us so that we can see if they can fix up our tires so we can head on home. As you can see on the map here, this is where we were, and this is how far we've made it. And Coqille right here is where the tire shop is, Les Schwab, that they're gonna see if we can drive to after they pump up our tires. So I guess we'll see.
So we blew it up, and you can hear the air just coming right out.
So it looks like the leak is on the side of the tire here, and we're going to see if it can be patched up. As you can hear, it's leaking pretty bad, so we won't be able to drive to the shop most likely.
Yeah, there we would be able to.
Okay, yeah, that's what he said.
As long as this one's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure that's okay. You might not be going home anytime soon.
Yeah, I told Brayden, he's like, so you're not picking me up? I was like, oh no, we'll see. How long do you think it'll take at the shop to fix it?
It all depends. If they're just fixing it, it won't take too long.
Okay. That's the patch right there. So we can get back to the shop. So as you saw, the guy put in a patch into the car and into the tire, and now he is following us. I don't know if you can see him. Doesn't look like it, but he is going to follow us back to Les Schwab. He just put in a temporary fix. He said they can find this fix on TikTok. It just looked like a little rubber piece that he pushed into the hole with some sort of glue, and then he said that it's just a temporary fix. We'll go back to the shop and they will put in a patch in the inside of the tire that'll stay for the rest of the tire's life. So right now we're on our way to go have that done, and then we'll see how long that takes. It's been now about an hour since we called, and so now we'll see how much longer it takes before we can start heading home. We've got a 5.5 hour drive, so we're hoping it won't take too long.
Well, we're hoping they can even fix it.
Yep, we're hoping they can even fix it, because we have called around and it looks like they have no tires of the Tesla size in Redding, or Coqille doesn't have one. They are quite a small town, but they also checked with North Bend and one of their other stores nearby. If they can't fix the tire and we don't have a tire, we don't know how long it'll take until they can get one in stock. So anyways, we're on our way and we will let you know what happens. So we just left Les Schwab. They rose up the tire, they looked at it, and they said they would bet that if they were to take apart the tire to try to put the permanent patch on, that they would not be able to put the tire back together because of the foam on the tire. He said we drove probably a little too far on it, so if you get a flat, you shouldn't drive very far, because then the tire most likely will be ruined. So therefore, he said the temporary patch that they put in holds really well. He has a mud truck that he puts those in all the time, and he says they hold great. And since we drove 10 miles from where the flat was to the store, that we didn't lose any PSI, that we will probably be okay for our 5-hour drive home. So what we're doing now in order to keep track is we have the screen up with the PSI so that we can keep track of it. He said that normally that a tire will fluctuate between 3 and 7 pounds. So that's just normal, but he said if we lose like 10 pounds, then we would need to pull over and have it checked out and figure out what we're gonna do. But he said that this will most likely hold, and that way we can get home, because since they have no tires in stock of the Tesla size on them or near them, we are looking at probably 3 weeks till they get a tire in of the size, and the closest one is Utah.
Look, we're up to 48 now.
So the PSI just raised 1 pound, but he said that's normal and that's good, so that it looks like it's holding the temporary seal. So I'll go ahead and show you the screen. So as you can see the tire's pressure. This is the tire right here that we got the flat in. And so what you do is you just go to your car and then you press on service, and then you can monitor the PSI of all your tires right here. So we're just going to keep the screen up on the way home, so that way we can see if this number drops. He said like 35, because we started at 47. If it drops down to 35, then we're gonna pull over, but we're hoping we can make it all the way home. We will just see what happens. We had a really good experience at the Les Schwab in Coqille. If you ever find yourself in the same situation in this area, we worked with Zach and Christian, and they were really nice. They actually didn't charge us anything for driving 10 miles out to us and putting the patch in and driving back, they were so nice, and we just had the best experience. So shout out to them. Thank you so much for the help that you gave us. So we just made a stop to go to the bathroom and eat some food. And we charged up at Myrtle Creek. And now we're back on the road, and our tire's still looking good. We're at 48 PSI. And it got up as high as 49 on the trip so far. And it started at 47, so it hasn't gone lower than that. So it's going well so far, and we are on our way home. We'll let you know how it keeps going. Bye-bye, Oregon. And hello, California. We made it to California, and we are now at 48 PSI. All right, so we're actually back in Redding, and we are heading home, and the tire pressure has ended at 50 PSI, and we were able to make it, sorry, Maggie's talking. We were able to make it all the way home and be okay, and we'll have to take it to our local Les Schwab center and see if they can fix it, or if we'll have to order a new tire, and we'll have to let you know what happens.
So that's what happened. They're home. The tire is holding, and we'll see if it holds over the next couple of days. I think I'm going to check into Les Schwab from what they told me, because of the inner lining, the foam lining for this insulation. If they go in and try to fix it inside, it might ruin the patch and ruin the tire. I think what I'm going to do is look into seeing about replacing the tires. They're not that much. I mean, we only have 50,000 miles on them, but we got that big Texas road trip coming up. Subscribe so you don't miss that. And I want to have nice tires for it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about this one tire. So I'm going to look into it, and maybe I'll get a credit for these tires and then be able to get those tires. I don't know how much I'm going to spend. I know Bearded Tesla Guy has researched the tires, and Frugal Tesla Guy. So I'm going to look and see what they talked about in terms of tires to see what I might want to get to replace these. Very similar tires. I'm not going to get anything much different, but I want to see what options are out there. So I'll have a future update video on what we decide to do, but for now, they're home, they're safe. Thank the Lord. It was pretty stressful trying to figure out how I was going to help them 6 hours away when I'm in tax season, and I don't have any spare time left. I've only got 7 days left to get everything done. So that's it for this week. Hope you liked this video. Thanks to my daughter Abigail for filming it. She's a co-star of the channel, I guess. And so just want to thank her for her time for videoing that. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.